RMJ Movie Reviews back again with an on-the-fly movie review of Sicario, Day of Soldado. I don't know how you say it, but either way, the sequel to Sicario, starring Josh Brolin and Benicio, the usual suspects, del Toro. Well, I got a review on my channel, guys, from the original Sicario back when it came out. I mean, how many years? Is that 4 years ago now? I don't remember. I think it was 2015 when it came out. Either way, look it up on my channel. You guys can look at that review. But either way, you know what? I was a mild fan of the first one. When I first saw it in theaters, I was kind of like, I had mixed feelings about it. I really liked the tension, I really liked the atmosphere, and I love Benicio del Toro's character. But I kind of felt like there were some subplots that didn't go anywhere, and I kind of felt the movie ended anticlimactically. But when I saw it watched it again on DVD and Blu-ray, I really enjoyed it much more as like a kind of artsy thriller that you could watch like more at the house, but not really a theatrical movie. I really didn't think there was room for a sequel, but they came up with one. It's from the same writer, Taylor Sheridan, who directed Wind River, wrote the first one, wrote Hell or High Water. And boy oh boy, I don't know what to say about this sequel, y'all. What you have here is a very mixed bag. I'll start off with what I liked. First of all, let me say, like I said, I didn't think there was room to tell another story, but I thought Benicio del Toro was so fascinating, and Josh Brolin's character was such a gray kind of by any means necessary type of character that I kind of felt there was room to go cool places with another movie. So when I saw the trailer, I wasn't super crazy about it, but I was kind of like, all right, let's give it a shot. I'm on board. So, man, my first misgivings were the original director was out. You know, the guy who directed Prisoners and Blade Runner, the last Blade Runner movie that came out. I can't remember how you say his name. And also Johan Johansson, who did the magnificent score for the first Sicario. That gentleman has passed on, unfortunately, so we don't get him, and the cinematographer is not back. So it's like Emily Blunt is not back. I'm not a gigantic Emily Blunt fan, but I now see from seeing this movie she was much needed. So the movie starts out with some very terrifying imagery of a lot of stuff that's going on right now with terrorism, and a lot of this stuff in light of Mexicans being in prison when illegals cross the border and all that kind of stuff. Very terrifying sequences. And like a lot of reviewers have said, the movie takes a left turn with some subplots, and the story turns in Benicio del Toro and this girl, a la Terminator 2 style. I really can only say this is a pointless, in my opinion, lackluster sequel. There were some people that kind of compared this to like First Blood and Rambo First Blood Part 2. I don't even think you can really go in that category because I didn't think there was room for a sequel. But I figure if you were going to make a sequel, you might as well just go ahead action thriller route. There's pieces of this that go that route, although they're not really action scenes, but they're moments of brutal violence dispersed throughout, which are good, but they don't go on long enough to merit it as an action sequence. And number two, I kind of feel like there's a subplot with a kid who's learning to be a drug dealer and learn how to be like a smuggler, smuggling immigrants across the border and that kind of thing. And it all kind of segues together into the third act that looks like it's just trying to set up another Sicario movie. Now, why they would set up another Sicario movie in the way that they do it here, I don't know why, because I'd be much more interested if it was just Benicio del Toro's character coming back again. So, you know, you got a pointless subplot with a obnoxious kid character. I hated this kid character. I really did. I just hated him. I couldn't stand the character. I couldn't stand the way it was handled, and I couldn't stand him. I just hated him. I was hoping Benicio del Toro would have killed him. Since there were a lot of other kids that got murdered in this movie, it didn't turn out that way, which really sucked to me. the actress, actually from my hometown, from Cleveland, Ohio, the one who was in the last Transformers movie. She's fantastic. She's adorable. She's a great actress. She holds her own with Benicio del Toro, who again is magnetic and great as this hitman Sicario character. He's great. Unfortunately, in this movie, I felt like Benicio del Toro had less to do. I would have liked if maybe they would have given him a little bit more like killing. I mean, let's just get, this movie's pointless. So why not just give him more, brutal shooting, action, and executions? Why not? But unfortunately, they don't go that route. There's a point in the movie where his character kind of becomes helpless, and I just couldn't see his character begging and pleading, I don't want to say begging and pleading, but I just couldn't see his character doing that. And I think by putting his character in that position, or at least the way he was, to me, it kind of took away the mystique of Benicio del Toro's character. Josh Brolin is good again. Josh Brolin has developed into a fantastic villainous actor. He's great. He's a great actor here. They're all good. Matthew Full Metal Jacket, Pacific Heights Modine, good in a small role, plays a slimy politician very well. Catherine Keener, underused, but she's good. The guy from Blair Witch 2 is back, who was in the first one. He's good. It's just you got all this talent here, and you got a pointless story, and you got a story that doesn't even go with what it's set up in the first act. The first act is terrifying. I don't understand why they just didn't stick with Mexican cartels smuggling in terrorists to the States. I don't understand why they took the movie into this subplot of, spoiler, setting up another Sicario movie or setting up a new Sicario. And also too, the circumstances for why Benicio del Toro's character became a Sicario. There's no reason why his character would do what he did in the third act, which I will not give away. But his character wouldn't do that, and I can't understand why he would do that. I mean, if anything, really, his character would do what he did at the end of the first movie. You all who saw the end of the first movie, you know what I'm talking about. At the dinner table, he would do that, and not what they gave him to do here. And I was like, just scratching my head, like, what? And the movie just kind of slugs along and doesn't go anywhere. What the first movie had was, although the first movie was slow, it was drenched in suspenseful atmosphere. For example, the scene with John Bertha and Emily Blunt from the first one. You're thinking she's just about to get it on, and then the guy turns around and tries to kill her. Suspenseful scene, the scene of them going into the border where you see the bodies decapitated and strung up. Suspenseful. There's one sequence here that kind of drips with that tension. And again, without Johan Johansson's score, it really takes the movie down a couple notches. But there is a scene where the trucks are, and this movie with the new director, they try to imitate a lot of those shots from the first movie, of the tracking shots, just one long shot going around the military trucks going in a circle, which though I enjoy those shots from the first one. But you had the cinematographer of the first movie, you had the original director, and you had Johan Johansson, which that was a deadly combination. You don't have that here. So you got an imitation situation, and it kind of works a little bit in that scene where the trucks ride into the dust cloud. It is mildly suspenseful, but they don't take it on and drag it out long enough for it to be fully terrifying. Because it's kind of like Josh Brolin's like, I can't see, I don't feel good about dust clouds. And the next thing you know, the cloud clears, and then you see the guy in front of him turn the gun on him. And I was like, okay, I was with that. That worked. But the movie didn't have many moments like that. That was a tiny moment. And that was a cool little action sequence. But again, I really say that scene, and there's another scene where Benicio del Toro is talking to a gentleman in sign language. I thought that was a very touching, scene. It caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting a scene like that. I thought that was very well done. And, I think had the movie had more moments like that, and more moments like with the dust cloud scene, I think it really would have worked. But unfortunately, I'm so disappointed in this movie. I can't recommend Sicario 2. I just can't. The movie drags along. It has all these unnecessary subplots that you don't care about. Like I said, the subplot with the drug dealer kid learning to be a Sicario smuggler. I hated the character. Maybe that's the intention, but I didn't feel any sorrow for him. Most children in a situation like this, you'd be like, that's terrible, that's terrible. They're being groomed for this horrible life. I just hated this kid. I wanted to smack him as soon as I saw his face. I just hated him. And I wanted Benicio del Toro to kill him. And that didn't happen. I was just, oh, man. I just, this movie is just really, to me, I'm sorry, guys. It's pointless. It's just pointless. You know, I heard them say that the score is really great. I just don't agree. I think the score was only good on that one scene with the dust cloud. Not suspenseful enough. Benicio del Toro's character, his mystique is kind of dropped down a couple notches in this movie. I just think it's a pointless affair. I'm extremely disappointed in this film. I'm very, and the way it ended, there's a lot of coincidences in the story. I'm really disappointed in this film. I'm sorry, y'all. I cannot recommend Sicario Day de Soledad. So I can't. You all can leave your opinions on it. Oh, man, I'm really disappointed because I love Benicio del Toro, and you know Josh Brolin. I've been with him since The Goonies, so I'm very disappointed in this film, y'all. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Don't forget to hit the little bell and leave comments down below about Sicario 2, guys. I'm really disappointed in this film. You all leave your comments. RMJ Movie Reviews. I'll be back with you soon.